Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we uncover the incredible stories and hidden treasures behind some of the world's most fascinating coins. Today, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most iconic and sought-after coins in American history, the United States of America Lincoln Wheat Penny from 1944. This humble 1-cent coin is more than just a piece of pocket change. It holds a tale of wartime production, rare errors, and immense collector value. So, stick around until the end because you won't believe how much this little coin could be worth today. Let's set the stage by looking back at 1944. The world was deep in the throes of World War II, and the United States was fully mobilized for the war effort. Every aspect of American life, including its currency, was shaped by the demands of war. By 1943, the need for copper was so critical for military purposes, like making shell casings and electrical equipment, that the U.S. Mint made a bold decision. They began striking pennies out of steel coated with zinc. However, these steel pennies were poorly received because they were easily mistaken for dimes, corroded quickly, and caused issues in vending machines. In 1944, the U.S. Mint returned to striking pennies using recycled shell casings collected from the war. This gave the 1944 penny its unique shell case bronze composition. Millions of these pennies were produced across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, and they quickly became a symbol of the wartime spirit of recycling and resourcefulness. But what makes the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny such a treasure today isn't the story of its production alone. It's the rare mint errors that make this coin a true gem for collectors. The Lincoln Wheat Penny design itself is iconic. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait. On the obverse, we see a detailed profile of Lincoln, facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty," to the left, and the year 1944 to the right. Flip it over, and the reverse features two wheat ears framing the words, 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. This simple yet elegant design is a favorite among numismatists. So, what makes the 1944 wheat penny so special? While millions of these coins were produced, not all were created equal. During the minting process, occasional errors or anomalies occurred, and these are what collectors hunt for today. One of the most famous errors associated with the 1944 penny is the accidental use of steel planchets leftover from 1943. This means that while most 1944 pennies were made from shell case bronze, a tiny handful were mistakenly struck on steel blanks. These error coins are exceedingly rare and are among the most coveted coins in the numismatic world. Another factor that increases the value of the 1944 penny is its mint mark. Pennies minted in Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while those struck in Denver have a small D below the year, and those from San Francisco have an S. Among these, certain variations in the minting process, such as doubling of letters or numbers, can make a coin incredibly valuable. Collectors also look for coins in exceptional condition, those that have been carefully preserved without significant wear or damage. The allure of the 1944 wheat penny isn't just about its rarity or errors. It's also a tangible piece of history. Holding one of these coins in your hand is like holding a fragment of the past, a reminder of a time when the nation was united in its efforts to overcome adversity. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: just how much could a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny be worth today? If you're lucky enough to have a steel error penny from 1944 in pristine, uncirculated condition, or one with a highly sought-after mint error, it could fetch a jaw-dropping $150,000. Yes, you heard that right, $150,000 for a single penny. So, if you've got a jar of old coins lying around, it's time to dig through it and see if you might be holding a fortune in your hands. Today, we're diving into a truly remarkable coin from U.S. history, the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This little piece of history might seem unassuming at first glance, but it holds secrets that could make it worth far more than its face value. If you've ever wondered what makes certain coins so valuable or why some pennies are worth thousands of dollars, you're in for a real treat. Stick with us until the end because we're about to uncover just how much a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny could be worth today. Let's start by setting the scene. The year 1945 was an incredible turning point in history. The world had just witnessed the end of World War II, a time when millions of men and women sacrificed everything for the future of their country. The United States had emerged victorious, and the economy was transitioning from wartime to peacetime production. This moment in history is reflected in the coinage of the time, including the Lincoln Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny itself, first introduced in 1909, has become one of the most iconic coins in American numismatic history. Featuring a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, it became the first coin in U.S. history to feature a president's likeness. The reverse design, showing two stalks of wheat, symbolizes the country's agricultural roots, making the coin both a historical and cultural symbol. For over 50 years, the wheat penny was a part of daily life in America, circulating in the hands of millions. But as we move into the 1940s, the value of certain pennies began to skyrocket, especially those from the year 1945. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny so special. In 1945, the U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies, and like most coins from this time, they were struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But the true value of the 1945 penny isn't just about the composition or the fact that it was minted at a time of post-war prosperity, it's about rarity, condition, and mint errors that collectors treasure. One of the things that elevates the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny is its mint mark. As with many U.S. coins, the mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. Pennies struck in Philadelphia have no mint mark, those produced in Denver are marked with a D, and those from San Francisco have an S. The 1945 D and S mint marks are particularly significant in determining the value of these coins. The Denver minted 1945 pennies are known for being slightly more common, but the San Francisco mint-marked pennies are more scarce and in higher demand. When it comes to determining the value of a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, collectors are always on the lookout for a few key factors. One of these is the coin's condition. Coins that have been well preserved over the years, free from significant wear, scratches, or discoloration, are considered to be in higher demand. The term uncirculated refers to coins that have never been used in everyday transactions and retain all of their original details and luster. These coins can be incredibly valuable and fetch prices that far exceed their face value, but what really sets certain 1945 pennies apart from others are the minting errors. Minting errors are an essential part of coin collecting because they create one-of-a-kind pieces that are highly sought after. Common errors for the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny include double die varieties, where certain features on the coin are struck more than once, creating a blurry or doubled effect. This is particularly common with the lettering and date on the coin. If you find a 1945 penny with a noticeable doubling of the "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" inscriptions, you could be holding a highly valuable error coin. Another error that can dramatically increase the value of the 1945 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the press during production, resulting in an image that is partially or completely missing. Off-center strikes are incredibly rare, and collectors will pay top dollar for them, especially if they're from a year like 1945, which already holds historical significance. And now, the big question: what's the value of a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny in today's market? Well, the value of these coins can range significantly depending on their condition and whether they have any mint errors. In general, a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny in good condition might be worth only a few cents or a few dollars. However, if you happen to possess a rare, uncirculated example or a coin with a minting error, the price skyrockets. In fact, a single 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, especially one with a rare mint error or in pristine condition, could be worth as much as $160,000. Yes, that's right, $160,000 for a single penny. Of course, not every 1945 penny is going to fetch this amount, but it's a testament to how valuable these coins can become when they have unique features or are in exceptional condition. So, if you've got an old jar of change lying around, now's the time to check your pennies. You might just be sitting on a hidden treasure. Today, we're about to unravel the mystery behind one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny. You might think of pennies as being small and insignificant, but trust me, this particular penny could be worth a small fortune if you know what to look for. Stick around as we take you through the history, design, and most importantly, the value of the 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some of these coins are worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Let's begin by setting the stage for the year 1949. The United States had just finished recovering from the devastation of World War II, and the post-war economy was starting to stabilize. The 1940s were a decade of transformation, not only for the nation but for its coinage as well. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, had already been in circulation for decades. However, by 1949, the coin had undergone several design changes, and some of the 1949 pennies produced during this time have become highly sought after by collectors. The 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted in massive numbers, just like many other pennies of the era, but its rarity and value depend on various factors like condition, mint mark, and any potential minting errors. So, what makes this particular penny worth such a significant amount? Let's dig deeper into the details. First, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the Lincoln Wheat Penny is, of course, one of the most recognizable coin designs in history. The image of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right, is prominently displayed. Lincoln's image is surrounded by the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," along with the year of mintage, which in this case is 1949. Lincoln, who is regarded as one of the most revered presidents in U.S. history, brings a sense of historical significance to this coin. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic wheat stalks, which is where this coin gets its nickname, the Wheat Penny. The reverse is inscribed with the words, "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and, of course, 1 cent. The wheat stalks symbolize the agricultural roots of the United States, emphasizing the importance of farming in the country's history. This simple yet powerful design has made the Lincoln Wheat Penny one of the most enduring symbols in American coinage. Now that we've covered the design, let's talk about the value. Like many coins, the value of the 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny is determined by a few key factors: rarity, condition, and mint marks. The first thing collectors look for when assessing the value of a coin is the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and in 1949, the U.S. Mint produced these pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While pennies minted in Philadelphia are common, those with a mint mark from Denver or San Francisco are considered rarer and, therefore, more valuable. Out of the 3, the 1949 D, Denver Mint, and 1949 S, San Francisco Mint, pennies are the most sought after. The 1949 S, in particular, has a lower mintage compared to the 1949 D, which makes it more difficult to find in circulation today. And as we all know, in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. So, if you come across a 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny with an S mint mark, especially in high-grade condition, you might just have a small treasure on your hands. Speaking of condition, the state of preservation is another crucial factor that determines a coin's worth. Most pennies you find today have seen years of use and have accumulated scratches, dents, or discoloration. These imperfections decrease the value of the coin. However, if you find a 1949 penny that has been well preserved and remains in uncirculated condition, its value can significantly increase. Coins that retain their original luster, have sharp details, and show minimal signs of wear are highly sought after by collectors. Now, let's dive into the world of error coins. Minting errors are a collector's dream, and they can dramatically increase the value of a coin. If your 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny has a noticeable error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. A double die occurs when the coin is struck multiple times, resulting in a blurred or doubled design. This is a rare error and one that can add a significant premium to the value of your penny. An off-center strike, where the design is misaligned, is another error that makes a coin much more desirable. So, what exactly is the value of a 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny today? If you're lucky enough to have a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition, you could see it fetching a hefty price. Even more rare, error coins can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. But here's the real kicker: a well-preserved, rare 1949 Lincoln Wheat Penny, especially one with a mint mark from Denver or San Francisco, can be worth as much as $260,000. That's right, $260,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So, if you've got a jar full of old pennies from your childhood or have been collecting coins for a while, it's definitely worth taking a closer look at your 1949 Lincoln Wheat Pennies. You could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Today's video is for you. We're diving into one of the most fascinating coins from the mid-20th century, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This iconic coin, known for its simple yet elegant design, holds a surprising secret that could make it worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Stick with us, and by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny can be worth today. Let's take a trip back to 1950. It was a year marked by change, optimism, and a growing economy in the United States. The country was emerging from the post-war era and entering into a time of prosperity. The U.S. Mint, busy at work creating the nation's coinage, produced the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny as part of its ongoing series of pennies that began in 1909. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, with its distinctive design, had been circulating for over 40 years by this point, and it would continue to do so until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. Now, let's talk about the history of the coin. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln, one of the most beloved leaders in U.S. history. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find an image of Lincoln's profile, facing right. This was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it's one of the most recognizable images in American numismatics. Surrounding Lincoln's portrait, you'll see the words, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," along with the year of minting, 1950. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see the famous wheat stalks, which have earned the coin its nickname, the Wheat Penny. The design reflects America's agricultural roots and is a reminder of how the country's success was built on farming. Along the bottom of the reverse, you'll find the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, with 1 cent in the middle. The simplicity and elegance of this design have made the Lincoln Wheat Penny an enduring symbol of the United States. But now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny so special? Well, this coin's value doesn't come from its design or historical significance alone. There's another factor at play here: the rarity and the mint mark. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced in very large quantities, but the coin's value depends on its condition and the mint mark that it carries. In 1950, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins minted in Philadelphia do not have a mint mark, while those minted in Denver carry a D mint mark, and those produced in San Francisco have an S mint mark. Of these, the 1950 S Lincoln Wheat Penny is particularly sought after by collectors because it was minted in lower numbers compared to its counterparts. The 1950 D is also in high demand, but the 1950 S stands out for its rarity and higher collector value. The condition of the coin also plays a major role in determining its worth. Most pennies you'll come across today are heavily worn and show signs of circulation, making them relatively inexpensive. But if you happen to find a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny that's been well preserved, the value could skyrocket. Uncirculated coins, or those in mint condition, are much rarer and are highly prized by collectors. When a penny has been carefully stored, kept free from scratches, dings, or discoloration, its value can be significantly higher. For example, a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny in mint condition could easily fetch several $100s, especially if it has the S mint mark. But there's more to the story. Certain rare errors and varieties of this coin can also drive its value up even further. One of the most well-known varieties of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the 1950 double die obverse. This rare error occurs when the coin is struck twice during the minting process, resulting in a slightly doubled image on the obverse. A 1950 double die obverse penny is one of the most coveted errors in the world of coin collecting, and if you find one, it could be worth a small fortune. Collectors love error coins because they are unique, and the 1950 double die obverse is no exception. If you find one of these pennies, it could be worth thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. Even the standard 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without any errors, can fetch a handsome price if it's in excellent condition. Now, let's talk about the value. As we've mentioned, the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can already command a respectable price. But if your coin has a mint mark from Denver or San Francisco, or even better, if it's one of the famous error varieties, the value can be much higher. And here's the best part: if you happen to own one of these rare and highly sought-after 1950 Lincoln Wheat Pennies, it could be worth as much as $100,000. That's right, $100,000 for a single penny. So, next time you find an old penny in your collection or in your pocket change, don't just dismiss it. Take a closer look. You could be holding on to something incredibly valuable, especially if it's a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny in excellent condition or one with a rare error. As always, the value of coins depends on a variety of factors, but it's amazing to think that something as small as a penny could hold such incredible worth. Today, we're diving into the heart of U.S. coinage history to discuss a piece that many overlook but could be worth far more than you think: the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This small coin has a rich history, a distinct design, and, as we'll soon find out, a surprising value that might make you look at your old coin collections a little differently. Let's step back in time and explore the significance of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny. The 1950s were a time of growth and change in America. The post-World War II era brought economic prosperity, technological advancements, and a booming middle class. In the world of U.S. coinage, the Lincoln Wheat Penny was one of the most widely circulated coins, a daily reminder of President Abraham Lincoln's legacy and the nation's agricultural roots. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's centennial birthday, the Lincoln Wheat Penny had become a staple of American currency by the 1950s. The coin's design, featuring President Lincoln's profile on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, symbolized the strength and unity of the United States, drawing inspiration from the nation's agricultural foundation. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny was part of the last years of this iconic design before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny, like other coins of the time, was produced in large numbers by the U.S. Mint. However, this doesn't mean that every 1953 penny holds the same value. The worth of this coin today can vary greatly depending on several factors, including its mint mark, its condition, and any unique characteristics it may have. Before we get into how much these pennies are worth today, let's talk a bit more about the coin's design and its minting process. The obverse of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces left, his strong features serving as a tribute to the man who led the country through its Civil War and worked tirelessly to preserve the Union. Surrounding his portrait are the words, "Liberty," and the year of minting, 1953. Above his head, you'll find the phrase, "In God We Trust," a statement of faith and a hallmark of American coinage. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll see two stalks of wheat, an enduring symbol of America's agricultural heartland. The words, "United States of America," and "E Pluribus Unum" are displayed, along with 1 cent, in the center. The design, while simple, carries a deep symbolism, linking the country's past with its present and honoring the farmers who played a crucial role in shaping the nation's economy. Now, let's dive into what makes the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny a coin that could potentially hold serious value. Most of the 1953 pennies that were minted were produced for general circulation, meaning they were used in day-to-day transactions. Over the years, these coins were worn down, faded, and often became heavily damaged from regular use. But if you're lucky enough to find a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny in excellent condition, whether it's uncirculated or just lightly worn, you might be holding a very valuable coin in your hands. One key factor that determines the value of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny is its mint mark. The U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 locations in 1953: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia are usually unmarked, while those from Denver carry the D mint mark, and those from San Francisco carry the S mint mark. Of these, the 1953 S Lincoln Wheat Penny is typically the most sought after due to its lower mintage. While the 1953 D penny is still valuable in good condition, the 1953 S, in particular, has a higher potential value because of its scarcity. When it comes to condition, collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in mint state. Coins that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of wear are worth far more than those that have been circulated heavily. A coin that is in uncirculated condition can fetch a much higher price in the market. However, even if your 1953 penny isn't flawless, it could still be worth a lot, especially if it has been stored properly over the years. In addition to the standard 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny, there are also some rare varieties and errors that can increase the coin's value. For example, some coins have unique die varieties, such as doubling of the lettering or other design features. These double die errors are highly coveted by collectors, and they can significantly raise the value of the coin. If your 1953 penny happens to be one of these rarer error coins, you could be looking at a much higher price than standard issues. So, what does all this mean for the value of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny? Well, if you have a 1953 penny in excellent condition, especially one with an S mint mark, you could be sitting on a goldmine. In fact, a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny in pristine condition, with a low mintage or even a unique error, could be worth as much as $200,000. Yes, you heard that right, $200,000. It's incredible to think that a small coin, often overlooked by many, can hold such immense value. So, before you dismiss those old pennies you find lying around, take a moment to examine them closely. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. If you're ever in doubt about the value of a coin, it's always worth getting it professionally appraised by a numismatist to help determine its worth. Today we're about to take a deep dive into one of the most fascinating pieces of American history, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This coin may seem small and humble, but it's got a story to tell and a value that might surprise you. That's right, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny could be worth far more than you ever imagined. If you've got one of these pennies tucked away in your collection, you'll want to stick around as we uncover the details that make this coin so special and reveal its staggering value. Let's set the stage by going back to 1954. America was in the midst of the post-World War II economic boom, and while the country was flourishing, the coinage system had already undergone several transformations. The Lincoln Wheat Penny, introduced in 1909 to commemorate President Abraham Lincoln's centennial birthday, had become an iconic part of American currency. By 1954, the design had been in circulation for nearly half a century, and it had become synonymous with daily life in the United States. Now, the story behind the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny is more than just its role in the economy. It reflects a unique period in American history, a time when the country was shifting into the post-war era. The coin itself is a testament to the strength and resilience of the United States, as well as the legacy of President Lincoln. So, when we look at this coin today, it's not just about the value, although that's important too. It's about understanding the historical context that makes this coin so meaningful. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find a familiar face, Abraham Lincoln, looking determined and dignified, as designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image has become one of the most enduring symbols of American leadership and unity. Surrounding his profile are the words, Liberty, and the year of minting, 1954, along with the phrase, In God We Trust, which has been a standard on U.S. currency since 1864. But it's the reverse side of the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny that really tells the story of American strength and agriculture. Two stalks of wheat are depicted, bound together at the center, symbolizing the unity of the country and its agricultural roots. Beneath the wheat, the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one, appear, reinforcing the idea of a unified nation. The 1 cent value is also prominently displayed. This reverse design, which had been in use since 1909, gives the coin its iconic wheat look, and it was a design that connected the American people to their country's agricultural history. So, what makes the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny so valuable today? Like many coins from the era, most 1954 pennies were produced in large quantities and circulated widely. Over the years, these coins saw their fair share of wear and tear, resulting in many that are heavily worn or damaged. However, the true value of a coin isn't just based on how many were produced, it's about condition and rarity. For the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny, the value really starts to rise when the coin is in excellent condition. A well-preserved 1954 penny that shows minimal signs of wear can fetch a significant amount of money, especially when it's uncirculated. But what sets this coin apart from others is its mint mark, which can play a crucial role in determining its value. The 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia have no mint mark, while those from Denver have a D mint mark, and coins from San Francisco feature an S mint mark. The mint mark can make a big difference in the value of the coin, as coins from certain mints are rarer than others. Among the 3, the 1954 S Lincoln Wheat Penny is often the most highly sought after due to its lower mintage compared to the Philadelphia and Denver mintings. Additionally, it's important to note that certain varieties of the 1954 penny, such as coins with rare die errors or unique characteristics, can command much higher prices. For example, if you find a 1954 penny with a double die error, where the details on the coin appear doubled or misaligned, this could increase its value substantially. Error coins are prized among collectors because they are unique and offer something different from the typical issue. So, if you happen to come across a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny with such an error, you could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of American history. But what's the big question? Just how much could a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny be worth today? Well, if you happen to have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially a 1954 S penny, or one with a rare die error, prepare to be amazed. You could be looking at a staggering value of $300,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $300,000. It's remarkable how a simple penny, one that many people might overlook, can have such an incredible value. So, the next time you're sifting through your coin collection or checking through your change jar, keep an eye out for those older pennies. You never know what treasures you might uncover. Today, we're about to dive into the fascinating world of the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that might just be sitting in your collection or tucked away in your coin jar right now, waiting to make you a small fortune. You might think a penny is just a penny, but this particular one from 1957 could have a value that'll blow your mind. Keep watching as we uncover the story, the details, and, most importantly, the value of this incredible piece of American history. First, let's rewind a bit. The year 1957 was a significant one in American history. The country was in the midst of the post-war economic boom, with the world changing in countless ways. People were optimistic, and the economy was growing rapidly. But how does a simple coin like the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny fit into this landscape? Well, the Lincoln Wheat Penny, which had been in circulation since 1909, had already become a staple of American currency. By the time the 1957 coin was minted, it had undergone decades of transformation, and yet it remained a symbol of everyday life in the United States. Now, let's focus on what makes the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny special. On the front of the coin, you'll find the image of one of the most revered figures in American history, President Abraham Lincoln. The portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side was designed by Victor David Brenner, and it has remained virtually unchanged since it was first introduced in 1909. Lincoln's dignified, determined image is paired with the words, Liberty, the year, 1957, and the national motto, In God We Trust, which gives the coin its unmistakable American identity. On the reverse side, we find the iconic design of two stalks of wheat tied together by a sheaf of grain. This symbol represents America's agricultural strength, as the country was once known for its bountiful harvests and vast farmlands. Beneath the wheat, you'll see the phrase, United States of America, and the motto, E pluribus unum, which translates to, out of many, one, reinforcing the idea of unity and strength within the American people. The 1 cent denomination is also prominently displayed. The wheat design, first introduced in 1909, became synonymous with the Lincoln penny and stayed in use until 1958, making this design especially iconic. So, what makes the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny stand out in terms of value? To answer that, we need to consider several factors. First and foremost, the mintage numbers. The 1957 penny was minted in large quantities, with the Philadelphia Mint producing more than 1 billion coins that year. However, not all 1957 pennies are created equal. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Most of the coins that circulated during that time have seen a lot of wear and tear, which is why finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is so rare, and so valuable. Another factor that can influence the value of a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is the mint mark. As with many other coins, the 1957 penny was minted at multiple locations. The Philadelphia Mint did not add a mint mark to its coins, while the Denver Mint stamped a D on its pennies and the San Francisco Mint marked its coins with an S. In terms of rarity, the San Francisco 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is often considered the most sought after by collectors, since fewer of these were produced compared to those from Philadelphia and Denver, but the mint mark is only part of the story. The condition of the coin plays a critical role in determining how much it's worth. Coins that are in mint state, meaning they have never been in circulation and show no signs of wear, are considered to be in the highest grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny in perfect, uncirculated condition could easily be worth hundreds of dollars. But what about a truly rare find? You might be wondering if there are any unique features or errors that make the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny even more valuable. Well, as it turns out, there are. Certain errors, like the famous double die error, can dramatically increase a coin's worth. A double die occurs when the coin's design is struck twice, resulting in a blurry or doubled appearance of the image. These types of errors are rare, and error coins are highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a double die error, you could be looking at a major windfall. In addition to error coins, there are other variations of the 1957 penny that might be more valuable than the standard issue. For example, certain 1957 pennies may have unique characteristics, such as a slightly different composition or slight variations in the design, which can make them more desirable to collectors. If you happen to have a penny with one of these features, you could be holding onto a hidden treasure. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value of a 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny. If you happen to have one of these coins in flawless, uncirculated condition, especially if it's a 1957 or a coin with a rare minting error, the value could be a whopping $380,000. That's right, $380,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe that something so small could carry such a hefty price tag, but that's the magic of coin collecting. Coins like the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny represent a link to our past, and they hold value far beyond their face value. If you have any 1957 Lincoln Wheat Pennies in your collection, take a moment to examine them closely. With the right combination of mint mark, condition, and rarity, you could be holding onto a piece of American history worth a small fortune. If you found this video informative and exciting, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more valuable coin discoveries. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on our latest findings. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.